Hello Cancer, and welcome to your mid-month tarot advice video for the month of June. Before we get started, I'm just going to let you guys know that I do offer private Zoom readings with me. All the information for that is in the description down below. I'm also offering a code for 20% off all Zoom readings for the month of June. Again, all the information for that is linked in the description down below. And let's go ahead and jump straight into your video. But as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. See what you need to know. Cancer, please, Spirit, what do they need to know? Lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found thanks to the Lost and Found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realised were lost. I don't know why, but for you, Cancer, I'm feeling like your chariot's just gone a little bit off of path here. You've just gone a little bit off of course and you didn't even realise. You know when you kind of you're on autopilot and you kind of just realise, hang on a minute, was I going the right way? And you've got a bit turned around. But you'll be finding your way back soon enough. Let's see what tarot has to say for you. What is the current energy looking like for Cancer, please, Spirit? If we can get one. Oh, there we go. We're doing 3 cards today. Usually I'm asking for 2, but we're doing it. Spirit's been pulling 3 out, so that's where we're going. Interesting energy. We have the 9 of Cups reversed, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. I was gonna say you've got very turned around here, especially with the 9 of Cups on its head here. The 9 of Cups for me is usually a card of pride, of almost emotional achievement. I was gonna say self-fulfillment, but I feel like for you this has all been turned upon your head. I feel like usually you have a lot of pride in your emotions and your actions and how you convey yourself, but I feel like, I don't know if other people are calling that into question. I'm hearing like you feel like you're regressing almost, and especially in your emotional world. I don't know if maybe showing sensitivity or showing emotions has felt too much. It's almost like an ego getting in the way of your emotions. The Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, this actually could be someone coming in with an emotional offer for you. But I also feel with the fact that the Knight came out and then the Page, it does feel like almost a regression. So I don't know if someone's going to be setting a boundary here, or if you need to be setting a boundary in your emotional world. But I feel like whatever it is, pride and ego is getting in the way. It's almost clouding your vision a little bit. And I think it's almost a time for you to be listening to your emotions and being open more, being curious as well. Like, not just being like, okay, I feel that and that's a negative feeling, I need to push that away. It's almost like, why are you feeling this? Like, I don't know why I was going to say explore it to its core. Pick it apart. Instead of pushing it away, be curious, ask questions. Why do I feel that? Why has that made me feel that way? What does that say about me and my beliefs and my thoughts? Dive deeper into it. And that will help you find your way. Find that perspective that you didn't realize you was missing. Let's look into your inner world. What is Cancer's inner world looking like? We have 2 here. We have the King of Cups, the 9 of Wands. So it is again about boundaries. One more card. Oh, we have 2. We have Justice and Hermit. King of Cups. I keep wanting to say, like, you are not your emotions, right? You can feel them, you can explore them, you can understand them. But at the end of the day, you and them are separate, okay? You feel sad. You are not sad. You are not sadness, okay? You feel low. You don't have to carry them so heavily. I was going to say you don't have to wear it as a badge. I was going to say a badge of honor, but you don't see it like that. It hurts your pride. And I think being emotional, I don't know. I was going to say you were being like stoic and calm, and I don't have emotions. You wear that as a badge of honor, and actually talking about your emotions, I was going to say letting people in. Because you have the 9 of Wands and you have the Hermit and you have Justice in the middle. So for me, it feels like you're almost being guided to come out of Hermit mode, but you want to have boundaries set. You don't want people to see your emotions. I don't know why, it almost feels like you see it as a type of loss. You're not dealing with your emotions and they're spilling out. But for you, it feels like, I was going to say it feels wrong. This is a peculiar one. Like, it's like, I just keep feeling like stoic, smug. You want to find a way forward. I split the deck here. We have the 8 of Wands and we have the 2 of Swords when we split the deck. And you're between two worlds of wanting movement, of wanting to find a way forward. But that comes with you letting the walls down, being open, being, I was going to say intimate. I don't know why your emotions feel so intimate that you don't even want to get into them yourself. It feels like an entanglement almost. This is a peculiar reading, Cancer. What needs your attention? What should Cancer focus on for the rest of the month, please, Spirit? What needs their attention right now? Where should Cancer focus? One more, please. So we have the Devil. We have the Empress reversed. And we also have the 6 of Pentacles. Now, this was leaning against my tripod. So if you were to sit across from me, this would be, you know, facing you upright. But it came out almost reversed. What needs your focus? The Devil... Now, the Devil can be about lusts, desires. It can also be about negative habits, negative cycles. It can also be about our self-identity and how we identify ourselves. I think it comes back to, again, you don't want to identify with your emotions. You don't want to say that you feel them or that they are a part of you. So there becomes that disconnect. They're still chained to you. You're not free from them. You're still carrying them around. You're just choosing not to identify with that part of you. Even though it's still there, even though you still carry it. And it just becomes heavier and heavier and heavier every time. And I think the Devil comes out because, again, you're not identifying with these emotions. You're burying them, you're hiding them, you're ignoring them. And to do that, you maybe have to give into negative vices, negative habits. And again, you're fully aware, but I feel like you're also not identifying with the label of these are a vice that I'm using to help, but they also might be harmful. The Empress reverse is very interesting energy. I feel stagnation coming from her. You feel like, I got this visual of like everything used to just fall in place, fall in line. You wouldn't worry so much because you just had this hope that it would work out, and it usually did. But right now you're seeing signs of opposite, of like, okay, well, I'm doing everything I used to, but things still aren't working out. Things, again, they're getting heavier, they're changing, they're being different. It's not the same, but you're still the same. The 6 of Pentacles, I do feel, is that energy that you're not giving to. It is that emotions you're not giving to. The 6 of Pentacles can also be, it does feel very much like justice as well. There has to be this balance. I was going to say nuance as well. There has to be nuance with things. Okay, some feelings can be small, can be left undealt with, and they kind of just reorganize themselves, I was going to say, but there are also the heavier things, and they can go a lot deeper than you realize, and when you start picking at it, it becomes a lot of work. And I don't know if that's also something that you fear is like, okay, well, what else am I going to find that needs dealing with? It's almost like I just dropped half my deck. It's almost, the first one I see is the Star. You want healing, you want change, but it's like, it's going to be difficult to deal with. I keep going to use this one game that I play as references, and I'm not going to use it as another reference here, but what I will use as a reference is that junk drawer, or that box of wires we will have, right? You go looking for one thing in it, and you find there's a million things that you need to organize or throw out or make space for, and it's like, you know what, I'm just going to close that drawer, I'm not going to deal with it, right? But, you know, it's gotten to the point where the drawer doesn't really function, or the wires are kind of spilling out of the box everywhere, and it's not functioning anymore. And you have to pick it apart to fix it. You have to strip it down, and that takes time and that takes energy, and it's almost like it's easier to just kind of close your eyes and forget it exists. Feel like you're trapped there, but it's a self-imposed trap. And again, that's why we have the Devil come out. This is a self-imposed trap, self-imposed situation. If you pick it apart, if you think about it, if you start giving yourself the time and space, you realize that, again, it is self-imposed. It is something that you can fix, that you can work on. But let's see what your environment's looking like, because not all of this is down to the inside. Okay, your environment does affect you. So let's see what we have coming through. So we have the 2 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Swords, and we have Judgment. There is a lot going on for you, and that makes sense on why you don't want to give the time and energy to your emotional world, and it's just easier to give into the little comforts, you know, the vices. 2 of Pentacles can call for, again, there's a lot of imbalance coming through in your reading, needing to balance your workload, your emotional world, your connections. I feel like also this 5 of Swords is a defeat. It can be complex, and I feel like there's a lot of judgment around it. Now, in the traditional deck, the 5 of Swords has people walking away from the fight, and it also has somebody picking up the rest of the swords, you know. To me, it feels like the energy of some people walk away from the conflict, they put their swords down, and they let it be. They don't hold grudges, they don't hope for karma, but there is someone in that 5 of Swords that can sometimes be picking up swords and almost remembering things to use in an argument later. You know, where it's like, the argument was a week ago, but you're still thinking, oh, I should have said that. Okay, well, I'll think about it next time. Or, I never mentioned this, and that's really bugged me. Or, you know, I should have said, you're still carrying it with you even after the fact. And I was going to say, you feel like you're being judged by these people, but also you're holding the judgment as well in some way. And that's why there's this imbalance, because you're saying you're letting go of things and working on things, but at the same time, you're still carrying little bits of it with you that are still holding the resentment and holding the anger. Finally, we're going to take a look at some advice for you. What's the advice for Cancer for the rest of the month? How do they deal with this, please, Spirit? What is the advice you have for Cancer on how to deal with it? I keep feeling stoic, smug. Whoa, that's a lot of cards. So we have the Knight of Wands, 10 of Swords reversed, the 5 of Cups, and we have the Hierophant. I don't know why I was going to say, why do you feel sad? Because you got what you wanted. This was a thing that happened to me. I set some boundaries with some people, and then when they respected my boundaries and I had space for them, I was like, well, what? You got what you wanted. Whatever this ending was, whatever this boundary was set, whatever this loss feels like, it's like you was asking for it a little bit. It's what you wanted. It's what you was craving. And I know it feels hurtful in the moment, because a part of you, this might be that devil energy, is a part of you really likes conflict. A part of you almost gets fired up by conflict. Maybe you don't start the drama, but again, maybe you're not even involved in the drama, but you like to talk about it, you like to hear about it, you like to be around it. So when things are quiet, when you have time to work on yourself, it's time to work on your emotions, and that can be a difficult thing. I feel a lot of energy around these endings of new beginnings, but that comes with you, again, having to find the guidance and find your way. Right now, it's all up in the air. There's been defeats. There's been boundaries set. You know, you're not, I was going to say, you're kind of almost walking through things with your eyes closed. You're going day to day. You're not present. You're not showing up. There needs to be an opening of awareness. Again, it does feel like you're on autopilot a little bit here, and your chariot has lost its way. And a lot of this is going to come from exploring, again, going deeper into the core, exploring the why of things. Why do you react this way? Why do you feel this way? Why do you think this way? You know, why has this upset you so much? Why hasn't it upset you? Why is that your vice of choice? You know, you have to explore it deeper. We're going to clarify the Lost and Found. Why is Lost and Found card coming out for Cancer, please, Spirit? What do they need to know? 7 of Cups. One more card for Lost and Found. Why is this here for Cancer? 7 of Cups and the Page of Cups. Sometimes you get lost for a reason, and it's sometimes no choice is the choice, you know? You got lost for a reason to think, to feel, to be curious, to explore and expand, to find new decisions, to find new ways, new opportunities. So you was lost for a reason, but now again you're finding yourself and you'll have to find the why. Why did you get put so far off track? And where were you supposed to be going, and where are you going now? Are you going in this direction because maybe your soul started calling for it and your mind was off in autopilot mode and you didn't realize that really this was something you wanted the whole time? What do your emotions want? What do your feelings want? And what do you want as yourself? That's a conversation that only you can have, and you have to, again, get to the bottom of it, explore it to its core. That is, oh my gosh. That is all I have for your reading, Cancer. I really do hope you enjoyed. If it resonated, please do let me know. And if you'd like to explore any of this deeper, like I said, I do offer private readings. We have video readings, live readings, and I also do free readings on my TikTok live. All the information for that is linked in the description box down below. Please like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and if you've watched this far, I truly appreciate you.